cops, I'm playing it safe. Dropping the fence, I decided to shake. Had a few options, so what can I say? I'm a real nigga, I carry my weight. I've been the one that been getting the cash. Niggas be stuck in their feminine ways. I be the one that be popping them tags. Starting the business, not catching the case. Yeah, let the beat get on my waist. Yeah, I just be playing it safe. Yeah, she look like Tyra Banks. Yeah, keeping that stuff on my mate. Yeah, you can be a bitch.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Mikey G coming at you with another video topic. In today's topic, I want to discuss the news and the media, the negative effects that they have on all of us, on our society. To start off, when I was a kid growing up, I never was into the news. My parents and grandparents always stressed on how important it was to watch the news, to let me know what's going on around me, which sounds like a great concept. So sometimes I would try to watch it, and just as a little kid, never would catch me. Growing up, I've started to watch it more often, just to see if anything's going on that might be affecting me. And there have been stories that I've seen that are just like incredible. Murders and robberies and all that, and you know how they report it. I'm just like, okay, yeah, this is very useful information to know. But then there are also things I notice watching these different news channels. Some of them use one situation and blow it completely out of proportion. Let's say there's a robbery going on. One house gets robbed in a neighborhood. Depending on the neighborhood, the coverage is going to be more, and the news anchors are going to be much harsher. The higher the scale of the place, the more coverage it's going to get, the more talked about it's going to be, and the more serious they are going to be when it comes to talking about the person that might be committing these crimes. Usually in poorer neighborhoods, things like this aren't really talked about on any type of media platform, with the exception of places like Twitter and Facebook. I think that's the one upside to having those, but even hearing the news on those platforms, it gets blown out of proportion completely. The way that a lot of the news stations present the news has always been weird to me. Even as a kid, I said this, that it seems as though they're trying to scare me. What do I mean? As a kid growing up, I loved to go outside. I went outside all the time. First thing in the morning, still at night. I love going outside. I love to go outside, play with my friends, ride my bike, all of that. I did it every day. Never watched the news. Was never really into that. Started watching it, and I can see that they're trying to like scare me by saying certain things. Like, there have been reports where there was a robbery somewhere, and it was nearby my area. And I remember when this happened, because I saw it. My grandparents, parents saw it, and they were extra cautious. And it's understandably so. But also, me growing up, I know that there are lots of humans in the world. The chances of me being affected by what is happening on the news is very slim, because of just how I've been living life, and news like that reports all the time. Especially being from Houston, I would hear about stuff like this all the time. And it was just nothing for me, because there are so many people where I'm at. The likelihood that I'm going to be affected by it is very slim, which is still possible, but no amount of me watching the news I felt like was ever going to help me regarding a situation like that. I'm always told to be careful no matter what I do. Even to this day, my mother likes to call me and tell me to be careful because of something that she saw on the news. I've tried to like watch news stations. I try different variety of stations to see the things that they say, and they blow a lot of things out of proportion, as well as try to scare us for the most part. They try to scare their audiences, or they try to, at least now, these news stations, no matter which side you're looking at, are trying to pin you against someone else. They're trying to actively tell you what's right, tell you you should do this. These people are wrong. If they think like this, then they're mental. They say whatever, and it's on both sides. It isn't just one station. It isn't just one side. It's everybody doing it. They might not be doing it exactly the same, but they're all doing it in a way. That's why I can never just vibe with the news and the media like that. I just can't do it, because what I've learned, even before all the pandemic stuff happened, even before all that, what I've learned from news, media and stuff is that they look for a story. Anything that will get people to watch their station, they will put that on, even if it's not that big. And I brought up the robberies and stuff from earlier because in some circumstances, people rob houses and stuff either because they might know the person and hate them, logical reason, for financial reasons. And sometimes it's only that one time. But there are times where these people make predictions like it's going to be a string of robberies or something. They tell us to do stuff that we already do anyway. I grew up in Houston. There was no way I was not locking a door behind me. When I get in a car, I lock a door. Even if I'm not driving, I'm locking the doors. When I leave my place, I'm locking my doors. I don't need the news to tell me to lock my doors. That's just something I just do. I just feel safer that way. I'm all for being informative regarding a situation, but when I know the people telling me about this stuff are completely biased when they tell anything on the news, it's really troubling for me to listen to anything they have to say, because what they're saying is based on their opinion. And I'm not there to watch you spout your opinion about this, about whatever. Like I said, some people are. Some people aren't aware that that's what's happening. Some people only watch one news station, so they only see that as the truth, which is a big problem. I recommend people that watch the news, watch other channels that you wouldn't watch, other channels that think differently, watch their news and see how different it is or see how similar they are. They're different in ideas, but they're similar in the way they go about it. You think this way, oh, you're just this, and that. I didn't come here for this. I have so many things on my phone that I can use that replaces the news for me, like checking the weather, because that's the main reason I ever watched it growing up, to see how the weather was going to be. I have a phone for that now. Normally, I'd watch the news growing up, especially if it was like a snow freezing winter days. I'd watch the news for that just to see if school was canceled. Didn't care about nothing else. It's just the way that they're going about presenting their news. It just doesn't sit right. It doesn't sit right. It never really has. Because I am someone that likes to make decisions based on logic, good information. And when I can tell that the information I'm getting comes from people that have extreme ideas about stuff, it's hard for me to take whatever they're saying seriously or to take it at the value that they're presenting it to me as, because I know that they blow a lot of things out of proportion. They present a lot of things that they hear and tell everyone, especially like with criminal stuff. They over here paint the picture of people as like either angels or evil and stuff and don't even have all the facts. They already judge people when they're picked up for a crime or caught for a crime or whatever, and then it turns out, oh, this person was innocent. Whoops. But they do that so often, what's the point of them even apologizing? They do it all the time, but it's to get people to watch. And knowing that makes it even harder for me to be a willing participant to watch stuff like that. I watch it more than I ever have now, mainly to see if anything that's happening in the world is going to be affecting me. That's it. Affecting the way I live. Other than that, I couldn't care less about all the different stories that come out that blow things out of proportion, because most of it is all negative anyway. And that's because people get some type of enjoyment, thrilling sensation when they hear about negative stuff going around, especially if it's local news going around you. It's pretty boring when everything is all good, you know. So, I mean, that's really all I got for the news and media. Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe, comment. I ain't nobody special yet. I'm just Mikey G.